Imagine brainstorming your ideas, editing your manuscript, and even marketing your book, all with the help of AI. Would you embrace these tools or resist the robot revolution? In this episode of the Author Switch podcast, I'm going to be diving into the world of AI and how it is helping authors right now.
Are you an entrepreneur, small business owner, or consultant looking to boost your authority, influence, and impact? The Author Switch podcast with best-selling, award-winning author Carma Spence is your answer. Tune in for actionable advice, powerful strategies, and engaging interviews to turn on your author switch and take your business to the next dimension.
The Author Switch.
Hello, and welcome to the Author Switch podcast. I am your host, Carma Spence, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, and consultants write, publish, and market their client attracting books so that they can grow their businesses. AI has taken the world by storm. I know that's a cliche, but it really has. Even though we've been using AI for a while, when generative AI became something that anybody could use through tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, then Bard, all of a sudden the whole world changed. And that really became evident this year in 2024. I think it was in January that I first started hearing, what's this ChatGPT? What is this thing? And now I use it almost every day. The world has changed in that short period of time. It's only been about 10 months. Let me start all from the beginning. What is AI? What kind of AI am I talking about? Well, right now with ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, those are what are called generative AI. It takes artificial intelligence, AI, and enhances it to the point where you can prompt it and it will analyze all sorts of data that it's learned from and spit out an answer. But we've been using AI since before then. We've used it in spell checkers. We've used it in creating digital images for television and film. We've been using it for a while. It was just much more limited and was a very expensive tool. But now that generative AI is available to anyone who wants to write a book, it is creating both opportunity and a reason to pause. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this episode. I'm going to be talking about how people are using it now. And then after the break, I'm going to peer into the future and give my ideas of where I think it could go to benefit people like you who want to write a book to attract their ideal clients. So, the current AI landscape includes the following things: idea generation, writing assistance, research, publishing and formatting, translation and localization, market research and trend analysis, and audience engagement and marketing. Now, let me go into each of these ideas just a little bit more deeply. Idea generation and brainstorming. I don't know if you're using it like this, but this is definitely how I'm using it. I will say, I have this idea. I want to develop it further. Chat GPT, what do you think? Now, obviously, that's not the actual prompt. There's a little bit more that goes into it, but that's basically what I'm doing. I have this idea and I want to drill down into it much more quickly. And I also want to test, is this just something that I think is cool? Or do you think my audience would like it? And since it has data about my ideal audience, and as now it's actually learning from every chat I give it, it's starting to really learn what my style and my preferences are. It can really tell, yes, this fits in with your brand. Yes, this would work for your audience. Or no, it won't, but it will if you do this to it. Now, if I was doing that all by myself, it would take me hours, days, weeks, maybe even months. But now I can go from idea to finished thing, usually an opt-in or a course or something like that, in just weeks. Whereas before it used to take months. And that's because of generative AI. It can basically take what's in my brain and make it come out faster while adding in a little bit of what's going on in the world that I may not know. Other generative AI uses are research. And I will go into that a little bit later. I also did an entire Coffee with Karma episode about how you can use different tools for better research. One of them is using something like ChatGPT to analyze actual data for you. But basically, I think you need to be careful not to lean on generative AI so much that it becomes the idea driver. You need to be the idea driver. ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and other tools like that, what they do is polish what's already in your brain faster than you can do it yourself. That's how I recommend using it. Now, there is one thing I've been hearing a lot about, and that is AI can help you beat writer's block. Now, if you caught one of my earlier episodes about writer's block, you will understand that yes, AI can help with certain types of writer's block. I've used it myself. I can't think of a word. What is it? I will ask it, give me a list of words that mean this. It actually gives me ideas that thesaurus.com doesn't, and they've reorganized thesaurus.com. It's not as helpful as it once was. And ChatGPT has helped me come up with words. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So that was a block I had. Sometimes I will write something and I'm like, okay, this is my general idea, but I'm blocked about how to polish it. There's something missing here. I'll have ChatGPT or Claude analyze it and polish it for me. And then I usually go over and polish it one more time because they always add in a word like delve. I rarely use the word delve. I rarely use the word delve. I think AI is helpful if your writer's block is a creative process glitch. If it's something in your emotions, if it's something in a mindset, it could help with some mindset issues, but not the deep-seated ones, because even if it gave you the right answer, if you deeply doubt you and yourself, you're going to doubt what ChatGPT feeds you. So it's not going to help with mindset glitches. It's not going to help with emotional glitches. It's certainly not going to help with a health glitch or a physical environment glitch. It's in your computer, but it can help with creative process glitches. I mean, now, could an AI help with some of those others later? Maybe in the right tool, but not the way it is right now. So the next type of AI assistant is a writing assistant. Tools like Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid basically help you write better because they catch your typos. They catch where you forgot a comma. They might even say this is a run-on sentence or things like that. It can even help with your SEO analysis. There are AI tools that will analyze, okay, this keyword's missing, things like that. So they're writing assistants to help you write better toward a specific goal. Now, human editors can do the same thing, but they take longer and they're more expensive. That said, I still use them. So this is my process when I'm working on a project. I will use tools like Grammarly and ChatGPT and all that to polish my prose so that it is as error-free as I and AI can get it. Does something still get them through? Yes, it does. So I hire an editor, and often the editor will see things that AI would never be able to see, like, yes, this is grammatically correct, but I have no idea what you're talking about because you haven't explained your terms. AI wouldn't necessarily know to do that. So there are limits, but because I use tools like Grammarly plus edit myself 3, 4, 7 times, the editors I hire are more affordable because they have less work to do. So using these tools can really help you save money and time. Research. I have recently, in the past couple of months, discovered a tool called perplexity.ai. I love it. It's kind of like if ChatGPT and Google had a child. Because what you do is you write in a prompt saying, is there any research or what kind of information do you have about this topic? And if you have the free version, which I'm currently using, you can toggle the pro feature on and get a pro search because the pro search actually digs deeper. Because I've asked the same question of the regular search and the pro search. The pro search is always better. You get 5 free pro searches a day currently in the free version of Perplexity. and it will dive into journal articles that are published on the web and give you information that if you ask the same question in Google, you're not going to get this information. ChatGPT isn't going to give you this information. Perplexity actually has learned off of scientific journal articles, and it is great. And it'll summarize the data for you. Usually, like I'll say, is there any research that connects the idea of imposter syndrome and writer's block? And it'll tell me something like, while there's no actual research that compares these two things, here is evidence that it does because this research said this, and this research said this, and this research said this, and this all summarizes as that. I'm like, cool. And what's nice is it also gives you links to what it used. So now you can go to the source. ChatGPT will give you links to the source, and then you go to those links and they aren't there because I love ChatGPT, but it hallucinates. Perplexity, if it's hallucinating, I haven't found one yet, and it gives you actual links that actually work so that you can go double check what it told you. And so far, everything's checked. But that's what I like it for, is because it's really good at summarizing the data that's out there. And one thing I have been using ChatGPT is I've downloaded a PDF or a text file of a journal article, and then I've uploaded it to ChatGPT and asked it to analyze that data. I go into this a little bit more deeply in that episode of Coffee with Karma, which will be linked to in the show notes. But I've had it analyze it for me. That way, all I have to read is the summary to decide whether I want to go into and read the actual research or not. On to publishing and formatting. There's a tool called Atticus, which I use to format all my ebooks that I've done this year, which was the Author's Journey series, which included 4 books that talked about the idea. I talked about outlining, editing, and writing and publishing, and then finally book marketing. I use Atticus to format all of those for ebook format. Atticus uses AI to intelligently format your content for you. You just upload the content. As long as it's got some specific tags, it knows how to format it perfectly for a Kindle or Nook. AI tools such as Atticus, and there are others, can analyze your manuscript and format it and publish it for you so that you don't have to hire someone to do the layout or do it yourself. It's totally radically saved me so much time. Yes, I have to go over because sometimes I tagged something wrong, and I have found that Atticus sometimes breaks my links. I haven't figured out why, because it works on some and not on others, and I just have to figure out what I'm doing differently so that it's tagging it differently. But other than that, I've been very happy with Atticus, and I know other authors who use Atticus heavily, even for their physical books. Translation and localization. You can reach a wider market if you translate your books into other languages. And before that meant hiring a translator. And with some languages, that's relatively simple if you can find them because there's only one dialect. But what about Spanish? I remember when I worked at Blue Shield of California, I did a newsletter that was for patients, and we needed a Spanish version of that. And we had 2 Spanish speakers on our staff. One was from Argentina, and the other one was from Chile. They would argue over words because Spanish is spoken slightly differently in Chile and in Argentina and in Spain and in anywhere that Spanish is spoken. There are tons of dialects. Chinese has several different dialects. There's Mandarin, there's Cantonese, there's even different versions of Cantonese. So translating your book into different languages can be very problematic when dealing with human translators. But now you can use tools to translate it. Yes, it's still not perfect. Yes, you're going to have dialect issues, but you can get a rough first draft that makes it easier for your human translator to go through and polish. And that costs a lot less money and takes up a lot less time, which means you can speed to market. Next is market research and trend analysis. Now, there are tools that you can use that will do this automatically for you, but you can also use simpler tools. So, for example, there are several tools that will collect the questions you ask when someone joins your Facebook group. and it puts all that information into a Google Doc. Well, what do you do with it then? You can read each answer. That can be helpful. Or you can download that Google Doc. You can upload it to ChatGPT and say, these are the answers to questions that people gave me when they came into my Facebook group. Please analyze them and give me the top 5 pain points, questions, etc., or whatever you're looking for that my audience is struggling with. ChatGPT will then, in a few seconds, analyze all that data and spit out the top 5 topics. Now you have information on what your audience is hungering for, and you can provide it to them. You can take, and I teach this in my program, you can gather all the reviews that different books in your competition are having and have it analyze what are the top 3 things that people are looking for that they're just not finding in these books. Now you have something to differentiate your book. This kind of data analysis and trend analysis is profound. And of course, I'm pretty sure that tools like Twitter has a section where it analyzes trends. Facebook does this, Instagram does this. All that trending information, that's AI. That's AI. And it's stuff that if you were to try and do this manually, by the time you figured out what the trends were, the trends would no longer be trends. But AI is crunching all that information and spitting it out quickly so that you can leverage those trends to grow your business. Now I'd like to take a quick commercial break, and when I come back, I'll be talking about the future that AI holds for authors. In every heart lies a story untold. In every mind, ideas yearn for expression. But the path from inspiration to publication is one few dare to tread. With You Can Make It to the Finish Line, that path is clear. This book is a journey through creativity, discipline, and achievement. Hi, I'm Carma Spence, author of You Can Make It to the Finish Line. And from your first word to the click of the publish button, you're guided every step of the way, transforming your ideas into a book that propels your business forward. Attract ideal clients, speaking engagements, and media opportunities, and create a legacy you can be proud of. Embrace your potential. Your story is waiting to be told. I know you can make it to the finish line. You Can Make It to the Finish Line, available now on Amazon. Hello, and welcome back to the Author Switch podcast. I am your host, Carma Spence, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, and consultants write, edit, publish, and market their client attracting books so that they can grow their businesses. Now, before the break, I talked about all the ways that people, authors like you, can be and are using AI to write books, blog posts, do their research, all that good stuff that goes into growing your business with content. Now I'd like to turn my eyes to the future. What does the future hold for AI and authors? There's a lot of things that it could hold, but I'm going to talk about what I think. Now, others people may think other things, and whether any of these things come true is who knows. I think that the AI tools are going to get smarter and they're going to get better. I think we're going to get to a point where you can blurt out your rough ideas and AI will be able to spit back something to you that sounds like polished to you. It's already starting to do that. I think it's going to get better. I think there are going to be tools that help you do that better. I think there are going to be tools that are going to be more mobile. I mean, there is some you can get ChatGPT on your phone and talk to it and interact with it, but I personally like working on my laptop. I think that AI is going to be used to help you do what you have in your head and make it a reality. So, there's an idea that I talked about in an episode of Coffee with Karma, and I have been trying to figure out how to make it happen. And that was, and I know it can happen, I just haven't found the right tool for me. But you upload your book to an AI chatbot tool, and it analyzes that data, and now it can interact with your readers so that it's almost like they're talking to you and asking you questions about your content. Now, for a nonfiction author, this could be brilliant because the AI would also be seeded with information on how to say, okay, well, this is as far as the book information will go. If you want to go in this direction, schedule a call with Karma. It starts doing the marketing for you. There are people who are already using chatbots to help ascend clients from lower ticket items to higher ticket items. Why not leverage AI and your book to do the same thing for you? I think it also will help. Those it started off as books. The pick your own ending where, you read a couple of passages and then it asks you a question. Do you do A or B? If you do A, go to page this. If you do B, go to page this. And the choose your own adventure, depending on what choices you made during the book, you'd end up completely different things. Sometimes you end up in a dead end, which was always very frustrating. Then that got integrated into video games. Now it can be done with your novels, and you don't have to think through all those iterations. AI can do it for you. AI can help people become a character in your book. How cool would that be? Now you've got people engaging with your content on a level that is, whoa. And AI could be used to help create virtual reality experiences based on your book, which works for both fiction and nonfiction. So, for example, my latest book, Serve Up Your Book, which is all about book marketing. What if I could create a virtual reality using AI that someone could step into my book and go, okay, I am researching my book right now. I haven't started writing it. Where do I need to go? And a little thing pops up. And then I can interact with it as if it was right here in space, even though it's not. And it will go, okay, given the information in this book and the other information that the author Carma Spence is giving you, I recommend these marketing techniques for helping you spread the word about your book that you're currently researching. Which one would you like to explore? And then you choose the one, and then now you dive into that, and maybe you can say, all right, now my book is about this. Which one of these techniques would work best for me? Now you're giving data about yourself. It's pulling data from my book, and it is acting like a robo consultant. And then at some point, it will get to the limit that the information I gave it has, and it'll say, okay, this is as far as I can go. Please schedule a curious conversation with Karma. This is not that far away. This is not that far away. And what it does is it creates AI can start building a relationship between you and your audience without you being there all the time. It can help you do things that human assistants can't do. It could be very, very powerful. Now, there are various emerging technologies using AI that can do this and that can do it better. They're using AI in all sorts of things, but as far as the authorship space, there are AI tools that will help you ideate. There are ones that will help you outline. These are all under development or currently available in different iterations. There are ones that can help you edit. There are ones that can help you publish. There are ones that can help you market. The entire author's journey has either right now or soon to happen tools that can help you along those various areas. In fact, I've created a custom GPT that helps you create your customer transformation journey, which is one of the key tools you need in order to identify the best client attracting books you can write or any book for your business. Now, this is all very cool. And there are a couple of sayings that I think you'll understand why I'm sharing them. With great power comes great responsibility, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There is a lure in AI to let it do all the heavy lifting and all the light lifting and all the lifting all together and not use your human brain. And absolutely right now, if you do that, it's gives you really bad results. But I could foresee a future where AI could give you very good results. And then what happens? Science fiction has all sorts of examples of what could happen, like entire races that can't even walk because they're so overweight that their bones can't carry them. And so they float around on little hover things and have computers and robots do everything for them. That's not a world I want to live in. Now, for me, creativity is one of my core values. I will never give up my creativity for AI, but I will allow AI to help me create faster because honestly, I am such a creative generator, but I have so many ideas, I give them away because there isn't a lifespan long enough to implement all the ideas that I have already had and are continually developing. They just pop into my head. I'm just like this little idea machine. It keeps me up at night. But now, with the help of I can actually take those ideas and make them real and put them out in the world faster. Now, do people pick them up? Not always, but that's okay. Edison tried to do the light bulb many, many times before one actually worked. And all sorts of companies throw out products and then go, that didn't work. Remember New Coke? So why not? I throw stuff out. People like it. People don't like it. I've got plenty of time because I've got AI helping me get this stuff out of my head and into the market faster. And as long as I don't let AI take over my creativity and do the thinking for me, I'm good. So I think the ethical considerations you need to think about is don't lean on it like a crutch. Use it as a tool, not a crutch. And I did an entire episode about the ethics of AI. So I will put a link to that in the show notes as well. I don't want to go too deep. I could go on quite a while on that one. Think of it this way. AI is intended, is meant, and should be used to augment your creativity, not replace it. I hope you found this episode helpful. There is great possibility here, and AI can help you be you better, faster. Hey, it can make you the bionic author. Sorry. But in a way that's it can make you better and faster. That's the bionic man, isn't it? So, as long as you use AI wisely and you always ask yourself, "Is this me? Is this me? Is this me?" Then you're probably good to go. This is Carma Spence, the host of The Author Switch, saying ciao for now. See you next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Author Switch podcast. If you enjoyed today's show and want to support its mission, here's how to help. First, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps my channel grow and reach more aspiring and established authors. Your ratings and reviews are invaluable. They help me reach more listeners and continue delivering top-notch content. To catch up on past episodes, including those no longer available on podcast platforms, visit authorswitch.com/episodes. There, you can choose to watch or listen to your favorite episodes at your convenience. If you'd like to show additional support, consider dropping a tip in the tip jar at buymeacoffee.com/Carma Spence. Your contributions help keep the podcast running and are greatly appreciated. Thank you for being a part of the Author Switch community. Until next time, keep writing.